Hi guys, I'm Larry the Butcher. I'm leaving that in. Well, come here. It's Grey Cup Sunday. It's the national championship for the Canadian Football League. And, you know, it's the NFL's little brother. Wasn't always that way. Joe Theismann, when he played for the Toronto Argonauts, was the highest paid player in all of pro football. What do you guys call football in England? I know we call European football soccer. What do you call American football? Answer in the comments down below. I'm talking to you, Chris Hopwood.
Rugby or something?
No, rugby's a completely different sport. So I'm having friends over, some of my closest friends. So much so, I consider them family more so than friends. And I'm doing the traditional stuff. In fact, here, I've got this plugged in. Pulled pork that I made with pork loin because I had pork loin in the house. I'm doing a couple roasted chickens. And the main thing I'm doing here is I'm doing chili cheese nachos. So let's just start. There's a little over a kilo of ground beef here. I don't need that much. Again, it was on sale. So I'm gonna freeze half of it. And what I do is I go to the restaurant supply store and I get these bags. 500 for like $7, and you can't get Ziplocs that cheap. And if you know you're gonna use the product within two or 3 weeks, not being able to zip it up is not a big deal. I want a Porsche Cayman. I'm not going to add any salt, because I added salt to the garlic when I mashed it up. That way it becomes a finer paste. I am going to add all the other stuff, the pepper, the cumin, and the chili powder. And why am I not making my own chili powder? Well, here's the deal. I would make my chili much hotter than what my family or my friends would like. So in order for me not to go bat crazy with the hot, I'm using chili powder because it's already made and it's probably made for milder palate. That's why. But I am adding black pepper. Can add some cumin too. I love the smell of cumin. You know what? Be a little international. Let's add some turmeric. And use this meat scraper, block scraper, to put the onion and the garlic into the chili. I'm going to add tomatoes right now. This is not as big a batch as I normally make. So I've got 796 mil. I think I'm going to start with half the can and see where we end up. Looks more like a sloppy Joe than a chili right now. This is a good opportunity to make a decision. Do I feel more like Texas, or do I feel more like Boston? Texas chili, we're pretty much done. There would be more stew-like pieces of meat, but this would be it. Boston chili, of course, has the beans. That's why Boston's called Beantown. It has to do with a nunnery. Go on Wikipedia and find it for yourself. One thing, I think I am going to add the rest of that can of... It's got a really nice thick consistency to it right now. There might still be something missing. And no, not the beans. And I think I am going to add beans. Let's do that first. Black kidney beans. Because we don't believe in color at Larry the Butcher. Get that going for a minute or two. What I normally like to do is I like to make my chili a couple days ahead of time. I was originally going to try to do lasagna sushi. I've given up on that idea today, but I will do it. I will do it one day. Chili cheese nachos was like a last minute substitution. So that's why I'm making it 2 hours and 45 minutes before kickoff. Still be good though. So we're going to let that simmer for a couple hours so that it'll reduce by, I don't know, a third. Maybe it'll fart. I don't know. Because I have 3 kids, and because alcohol boils at, what is it, 175 degrees Fahrenheit, I want the alcohol to boil away. And I watched a video about crockpot cooking, about using alcohol in crockpots, because crockpots are covered and because they're not necessarily at boiling, the alcohol won't necessarily boil away. That's why I'm leaving it open for the moment. I'll let it go for 5 minutes and then I will finish it up. Just like I finished that half beer. Now I want to briefly talk about the pulled pork. I had like 3 or 4 rubs sitting up in the counter there, the cupboard. I mixed it all together because I've got too many. And it's actually a really, really good smelling rub. I'd probably make them all the same way. And then my wife said, I was talking about mustard powder. She goes, we have some. So I added some mustard powder, but I didn't add any to this. And this is going on the chickens too. The theme is Grey Cup Sunday. So if the food's all over the place, that's why. It's Grey Cup Sunday. To all my friends in England, it's not Coleman's. I can't get Coleman's, or I can, but it's RFG, really effing expensive. RFE, yeah. Well, I'll cut that out. Maybe I will. So what I'm going to do here is, this is some broth or liquid that I took off the pulled pork earlier today. So I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to add the garlics that I just crushed, and I'm going to add some honey. And then I'm going to throw it in with the pulled pork, and hopefully... So I guess right now, as we wait for the honey garlic, for the pulled pork to warm up and melt, let's talk about football. Football is a descendant of soccer. Yeah, it is. It really is. There was a school in England at Rugby College. Soccer, football if you're a friend from England, or not North America, not the US or Canada. So they were playing a game of soccer. Call it what you want. And one of the students grabbed the ball and then dove. They thought it was a great idea. So that's how rugby was invented. And rugby came over to Canada before it went to the US. And the University of McGill and Laval, which are both located in Montreal, they started playing each other. They developed the lines of scrimmage, passing, 12 players on a field, and they used, it was called a try, not a touchdown. They then imported that game to Princeton, and that's where the US football got its start. how the field got smaller and 3 downs versus 4 downs. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I know it became the 4 downs. I think it was because they felt that it was too difficult to move the ball 10 yards in 3 attempts. Well, 2 attempts. And that's how you got 4 down football in the US, 3 down football in Canada. Aussie rules football is a variation of rugby. It's the history of football has, it walks almost beside the path of, you know, modern Western democracy in many ways and freedom. Sports became more commonplace as we had more freedoms, as we had more time to do things and innovation. And who knows what's going to happen in the next 10, 20, 30, 100 years. Football may not exist. Race car football might exist. Who knows? I saw heavy equipment soccer, so anything's possible. Okay, I'm going to pour this in here. Try to mix it up without making a mess. I love feeling like Wolverine. Oh yeah. Thumbs up there. So I guess what I'll do now, one of the benefits about cooking all this food is that for a week or two, I'll have leftovers and I won't have to cook. What would have been a great idea is if I had a couple oranges or a couple lemons to wedge them in here. Add a whole lot of aromatics and a whole lot of flavor. I don't, so I won't. So I'm going to put these side by side in like a roasting pan. You know, the old school ones? They're under here right now. Perfect fit. In half an hour. So you'll see this when it's all done. Pretty much done. Bye. Kind of like a chili lasagna.
Wow, okay.
Just let everything melt. Chicken grease went through the cage and onto my hands.
What's that?
I just burnt myself with chicken grease. So, if you guys remember, I added some mustard powder to the chicken rub. Pretty freaking awesome. Does that look good? I don't have any sour cream. Oh, no, yes, I do. Not a single bite will be without cheese. Oh, wow. So, wow. I don't want to give anyone any. They're going to have the chicken. I, of course, am Larry the Butcher. Please try this at your next championship party. Like this episode, comment down below. What do you do for Grey Cup or Super Bowl or Indy 500 parties? or your favorite college team. You know, when you guys do, college football's bigger in the US than it is in Canada. Please hit the subscribe button below my finger, and by all means, try this. You're going to enjoy it. Thank you guys. Love you all. See you later. Bye.